Hey everybody, hey. This is your girl Libra Butterfly coming to you from the great state of Kentucky, where the women are beautiful and the horses are fast, or the horses are beautiful and the women are fast. It just really depends on what you darn like. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel, please. I appreciate you guys. Give me one moment. Me and these allergies, good grief. Happy birthday to all of my July birthday people. Happy anniversary to you, Lottie Dottie, and everybody. Okay? Hey, everybody in the chat. Hey to my subbies that will be listening to this later on. I see that a lot of y'all come in and listen to this at a later on in the day. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the clicking the view. Okay, y'all. So the agenda is kind of tight tonight. So let's get started. Shall we? And hello again to everybody in the chat. Let's get into abuse real quick because it's a 3-part series, a 3-part show. Okay, so how do I want to say this? Let me just talk, okay? I was going to pull up a PowerPoint and all that. We ain't got time for all that. So let's just go here real quick. Now, y'all, normally when somebody is dealing with an addiction, let's go there. Most of the time, the addiction is more than just one, okay? Like if you see somebody who is an alcoholic, most of the time they also deal with some other addiction, most likely drug addiction, okay? It's never just really one addiction. It's usually combined. Hey, Brooklyn. Hey, smooches to you. Glad to see you. It's usually more than one, okay? Which leads to abuse, okay? And abuse doesn't always mean that somebody's beating you up, okay? Abuse, if in a simple form, is overindulging to a point where it hurts you, someone else, or all the above. Okay. Um, okay, so let me tell y'all a little bit about me real quick. Because, like I said, I don't want nobody to get mad at me, so I always talk about my story. Lord knows I got enough of them to share. So, one of my addictions, okay, was sex. I was addicted to sex. Okay. Um, I became addicted to sex at an early age, even though I had sex a little later. There was other things popping off with me at an early age. I was introduced to pornography and triple X rated books at the age of 8 and 9 years of age. Okay. These things were introduced to me by family. Okay. It wasn't outsiders, it was my own family. And what I know now is that what people do is condition you as a kid first to get you comfortable, to get you to where that's not such a shocker to you. Okay, so that when the second part of that happens, you're more susceptible or open to it. Okay, so and I forgot to tell y'all, this is straight up no chaser. I don't know how to be nothing but myself. So some of y'all may find this really hard to deal with. And if so, I apologize that it's coming out like this, but this is who I am. So I'm going to tell you the exit stage gone if you have a problem with it. I'm sorry, but I have to get this out. And I'm an expert on me. So, Um, so anyway, so the mind of a person, me and my son was talking the other day, and I was like, I just don't understand where a grown person's mind is that finds a child attractive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what makes you want to sleep with a child that's playing with a Barbie doll? Ooh, you really playing with that Barbie doll? Ooh, yeah. I mean, do y'all even say, and people in the right mind don't look at kids as sex objects. That's just, So of course, when you're in your right mind, you can't even fathom, you can't even comprehend looking at a child as a attract, something that's attracting you to be with that child. It even sounds weird when you say it. Um, yeah, through family. Uh, See, and that's that. You know what, Brooklyn? Thank you for being honest, because a lot of people won't be honest about that. It's like, I don't know. It's like these people gonna die and go to hell or heaven, whichever one, and they're gonna die with all these secrets. And it's crazy because I know why I'm here. It's a whole lot of people that is still going through the aftermath of this as a grown person, like they're. I see a lot. Like, I talk to people and I'll also listen to people. Sometimes when I'm on the phone, I get quiet because one, God begin to speak, and then two, that other me kicks in, and I'm listening, and I'm also listening. And, my heart sometimes gets really, really weepish because it's like people really feel like they're okay and they're not. But a lot of people, you can't tell them that they're not okay, because it's the first thing they'll say is, I'm good. So what you gonna say? No, you're not. Then that brings up an argument. So I pray about it and keep it moving. Um, but it's crazy, and I've never met a person like me. I haven't, unless it's my mother. Then I'm like her. Yeah, okay. Anyway, that's just bold enough and open enough just to tell you my story, and don't care what you think about it. If it means helping somebody, this is a promise that I made to God. I said, if you bring me through it and you bring me out of it, I'll reach back and help whoever you want me to help by telling them my story. We made that promise to each. I made that promise to him. He made that promise to me a long time ago. So that's why I can tell my story and don't feel no type of way about it, because I'm healed. I'm healed. And my job is to help other people heal. you know. And so I realized um, generational curses. We're gonna be all over the board, but if you listen, it all fits together. Okay, you got to listen to me with a different set of ears, because I ain't like everybody else. I go deep. Um, Generational curses. Okay, most of the time, people who have molested you, at some point they were molested, and it was okay. In their mind, they made it okay. That's how they dealt with it. So when they begin to turn that sexual abuse on you, in their mind, it's okay, because that's what they were used to. Okay. So now I do wish I had told sooner. I can't go back and redo it, but I do wish I had told sooner. However, I did tell, they just didn't believe me. But, so anyway, that led me to be addicted to sex. Because how many of you know you can mess around with something so long, and then after a while, your spirit, your soul begins to crave it. Okay, that's just like chocolate cake. You can have chocolate cake and keep eating chocolate cake, keep eating chocolate cake, till one day you want that cake so bad. And somebody can give you a piece of cake, you're like, nah, I need some chocolate. You start doing whatever you can to get that chocolate to satisfy that craving. That's how addiction is. You have to satisfy that craving. Okay. Um, Now, there was two things that I dealt with. One was, like I said, I was addicted to sex. And the other one, I never got off into alcohol and drugs like that, but I did get off into anger. Hear me good. Fighting, I was good at that. Okay. Good at it. Okay. Just like sex. Whatever I did, I became the best at it. I became so enthralled, if I can say that word, with sex. I became a dominatrix. Okay. I became so good at it that normal sex wasn't good for me anymore. I needed to conquer something. I needed to dominate something. I needed to see how far I could take this. And I ended up being a dominatrix. Hey, Nikki baby. What's going on, girl? Smooches. And so, yeah. And I realized that right there also is another thing that, okay, my friend, I used to have a best friend, and she used to be one of my best friends. I had three best friends. She was one of them. You hear me say she was, I was, put like I was her best friend, because she wasn't mine. We found that out and we cured that. But anyway, when she was still faking as my best friend, she used to tell everybody, she even said this in church one day. She said, I know one person who can do five things at once and never miss a beat. And she said, that's Coco. And I would shake my head. She said, no. She said, this girl can be studying. She can be studying for school, on the phone, cooking, checking her kids' homework at the same time, and watching TV. And I could say something. She said, girl, I heard you. You said blah, 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 blah. She said, I don't know how she does that. But this child, she can do these many things at one time and never miss a beat. Y'all, I learned that when I was living my life, I had to become two people in a sense. And I'm getting somewhere with this. I had to become two people in a sense, because I still had to keep up my work and stuff at school, at home, everything. So I had to stay focused on that, while in other words, the addictions and the abuse was kicking in. Okay. So that taught me how to be, or how to see everything instead of just what I was going through. And so even to this day, if I'm not doing 5 things at once, I feel like I'm not doing anything. That's why I double majored. That's why I got my master's and doctor's at the same time. It was a challenge given to me by the dean of the school, and I took him on that challenge. And he wiped my debt clear. So it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but that's just how my mind is. If I'm not doing at least 5 things, I think I'm not doing anything. So I had to refocus and realize that just because you do more doesn't, I mean, just because you do less don't mean that you're slacking, or nothing like that. So now I'm actually, when I tell you I'm beginning to breathe, I'm beginning to focus more on one thing. I'm beginning to that. I know y'all don't think that's a big accomplishment, but it is for somebody who has been used to doing multiple things at once, you know. So hey Denise, what's going on, love? Thank you. Thank you. So here's the thing, y'all. When you see somebody with a drug addiction, most of the time, I'm going to tell y'all, they also sex addict. They also have a sex addiction. They go hand in hand. Seriously, if you see somebody with an alcohol addiction, most of the time they have a sex addiction. Even if you don't never see them do alcohol and drugs, most of the time their underlying addiction is sexual addiction. What is happening is they're trying to get away from the thoughts in their head. Like everything is, everything is fast lane. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do, they want to do everything in the fast lane. You know why? Biblically, yeah, I can't talk today, so just bear with me. Biblically, there's a reason for that. It's because the demons that torment you, they torment you constantly. Have you ever noticed that people with mental illness, they talk to themselves and they're always on the go, like they're moving their hands, they're walking, their mouth is, they never sit down. Like when you can ride past a corner with somebody crazy and they're walking back and forth, walking back and forth. You can wait and come back 2 hours later and they still on their corner, walking back and forth, walking back and forth. That's because the demons is really tormenting them. Demons don't give you a break. They don't give you a break. So a lot of times people with that has been abused sexually, they try to escape that thought. They try to escape the dirtiness of it, like why me type of situation. And they try to escape it by any means necessary. Some people find that in a bottle. Some people find that in drugs. It's like, how high you gonna get, dude? You already on cloud 57. You only got 58 to go. I mean, come down, come down. Sometimes sex kicks in and they just try to keep screwing and screwing and screwing and screwing and screwing. Like they feel like I'm already open to this and I know this. Let me just keep on. Let me just keep on. And it's not even a thought. It's just an action. Where most people can draw them thoughts out, that's not a thought. It's just an action. It's an action. Let me see. I love my grass. Maybe I like cocoa. Is that it? Sis, wait. Okay, girl, ain't no wrong with loving your grass. Hey, real mama sissy. Let me see. Y'all crazy. But yeah, so, you have to, once you really, let me tell you something. Once you see something, you can't unsee it. And that's the problem. Once you see something, like once you really in your mind say, now that wasn't right what she or he did to me, it's hard to unring a bell. You see what I'm saying? And that begins, you can either go one or two ways. A lot of times people turn inwardly and they become they just function. They just, just go through life like, not prospering, just I'm here. That's their attitude. I'm here. I'm here. Because they haven't taken their life back. Okay? They turned it inwardly. Not only did whoever that abused them take it out on them, now they're abusing themselves. Because instead of reaching for a lifeline to say, you know what? This wasn't fair what happened to me. It was not my fault. I need to get some help so I can be happy, so I can have joy, so I can get out of this rut. They internalize it, and to them, it's function. It's the way that they live. It's the way they've been all their life, and they don't want to change it. Everybody is not willing to do the hard work. Okay? Everybody can't. Just know that there's a lot of people who can't face themselves. Okay? They rather stay in the miserable life that they're in than to try to reach out for a lifeline and get better, because it takes too much to get better. It means I'm going to have to face my demons. I'm going to have to face what happened to me. I'm going to have to try to do something different that I've never done before, which is scary. And I don't want to do all that. That's what some people just get to their point, like, oh, that's okay. I know this. It may not be right, but I know it. And I just stay in my phone. Let me see. So, yeah. Tell me about it. I stay cussing my family out. Y'all are crazy. You want to do that? Yeah, so, let me see. I'm going to give you point 1, point 2, point 3, okay? Point 1, point B, point 3, whatever you want to say. Hey, just get the points. First of all, G.I. Joe said it best. You have to acknowledge there is a problem. Okay, that's the first thing. Before you can do anything else, you have to acknowledge that something just ain't quite right. Okay, it's not right. 2, hey, King. Hey. You have to acknowledge that something is just not right. 2, once you acknowledge that something is not right, you have to forgive yourself. Repeat after me. I have to forgive me. Okay? It's funny, we can forgive the people who hurt us, but we never forgive ourselves. And you won't prosper. You won't go anywhere, because you know what's going to happen. It's going to be like a bungee cord. Y'all know what a bungee cord is, right? I love it. Analogy that I use. A bungee cord. It's going to be like a bungee cord. You're going to get on it. You're going to walk, and you're going to think you're going somewhere and that you're getting past it. And you're going to try to reach the goal. And you're going to be like, why come I can't? You're going to keep pulling. And all of a sudden, something's going to snap you all the way back from the beginning. Because you still have that cord attached to you. Because you have not forgave yourself. You have not forgiven yourself. It is not your fault when people don't know how to treat you, treat your kindness, especially if you was a kid when something happened. If you was a kid when people began to abuse you, how are you gonna fight that? Why would you blame yourself? I had to learn that. Which I knew it wasn't my fault, but I felt like maybe I should have just. You start going through the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. And that's a trick from the enemy. You can't do that. You can't live in shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Okay? No. Forgive yourself. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know what to do when all this. So forgive yourself. And then after you have forgiven yourself, forgive the predator, the perpetrator. Forgive them. And it's not so much as them getting off the hook, but it's to free you up. And it's to free your mind. It's to free your future. It's to free your next movement, so you won't be on that bungee cord. So you won't be going, think you good, and you get so far and then go all the way back because you ain't never dropped the cord. You ain't never cut the cord. That's the first 3 things to do. Identify the problem. Forgive yourself. And then forgive the person who did it to you. And let me say this. Just because you forgive them don't mean you okay in what they did, and don't mean you still have to be around them. I can forgive you and move on. See, my forgiveness don't make me be with you or be around you. My forgiveness is for me, and for my future. I'm going on. Because a lot of people, let me tell y'all something. A lot of people that we have not forgiven, you think they know? You think they know? They don't care. They don't care. They have went on about their life, and you sitting up here holding on. I can't stand. I mean, just the mere thought of them just makes you whatever. I cannot stand these frogs, and I hear a frog outside. Anyway, yeah. So, uh, uh. You have to forgive them. You have to, and it's not for them. It's for you. Free your spirit. Free your mind. We are three-part beings. We are spirit, soul, body. We are spirit that lives in the body that possesses a soul. I'm going to say it again. We are a spirit that lives in the body, that has a body that we live in, that possesses a soul. We are three-part beings. And a lot of times the body is what is being gratified. It has nothing to do with the spirit or the soul. Remember, I told y'all, soul is your suke. It's your will, your understanding, and your intellect. That's what your soul is. Yeah, so you have to, right, because I'm not going to hell with nobody. Okay, I'm guilty of that. Forgiveness is freedom. Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm like I said, if the Lord graced me, I'll be 52 in September. I know I don't look it, thank you, Lord. But however, look, moving on. I'll be 52 in September. And there are some things that I've seen that in some people I hadn't forgiven. You know how you say you forgive people? You like, I forgive you, I forgive you, yeah, I forgive. But then when you think about them, it just something boils in your stomach, or you just like, oh, you can't stand them, then you really ain't forgave them. That's the truth. And I had to really sit back and go, why is it that it's so hard for me to forgive these people, this person, right? And then I had to say, okay, release it. They're not going to get away. They're not going to get away. Trust me, they don't have to pay for what they did. But you need to release it so you can go on. And that's what I did. That's exactly what I did. Now, when I think about, different people or whatever, I don't have no never minds about it. I'm like, I can even speak and go, hey, how you doing? And keep it moving. It's nothing. It's truly nothing now. And I'm like, okay, I conquer that. Go, girl. So, and a lot of times we have to get there. It's a growing process. I'm just going to say don't stay in it too long because it's easy to get stuck, y'all. It's easy to be stuck. Like, okay, I'm going to tell y'all a story. Y'all know, here I go. I told y'all know all my business before it's over. Oh, God, I just want you to know that you are one of the strongest women ever. Oh, thank you, boo. Girl, God put something in me, girl. Thank you. I received that. Thank you, Nikki, baby. Thank you. Let me see that. What's my mother's not the way anymore. Okay. So let me say this. Okay, so y'all know I was engaged. I've been engaged 5 times. Don't at me. Don't judge me. So I've been engaged 5 times, okay? And all 4 times I said no. Okay. I said no. The 5th time, y'all already know what happened. So I got married. Okay, but the engagement I had before I got married was to my old boss. He started off as my boss. He was the CEO of his company, right? An ex-CIA agent, right? Yeah, I know I shoot for the stars. Anywho, so one night, he came over my house. Now, this guy is 6'4". Yeah, don't judge me. Look, he's 6'4", and he was like 325, but he was solid 325, okay? I am 5'2" on a good day, 5'1" on an average day, okay? And at the time, I was about the weight I am now, about the weight I am now. So anyway, he came over. This is my fiance, right? And um, wanted to get something popped off. Y'all know what I'm saying. There might be some kids in here, so I ain't gonna say it. And I was like, no. Just sometimes women, we don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, no. Anyway, make a long story short. Okay, so he raped me, right? Okay, now, when that was over and everything, and I put him out, okay? I almost stabbed him, put him out. And he called me because he realized what he did. It didn't dawn on him. It did not dawn on him. It did not dawn on him. It didn't. And I told y'all that to tell y'all this part. No, I didn't marry him. No, I would never marry him. No, he's not a friend. He is an associate, like somebody that I speak to or whatever. He has tried to kill himself 5 times. Um, he cannot get out of his head that I would. Now I done been married. I was married to my deceased husband for almost 30 years. Okay, you hear me, right? This man is still holding out hopes that we're going to be together. Okay, even though I've told him time and time again, no, no. I've talked him off the ledge because the last time when he was going to kill himself, which was early part of this year, I talked him off the ledge, but I didn't make him no promises because I ain't gonna lie to you. It's no, you know. So I did forgive him. I told him I forgave him. And I more or less forgave him for me. That's why I said, I forgave him for me. Um, it's funny because I didn't never think I would even talk to this man again, you know. And it's funny how things happen, And but when I forgave him, I truly forgave him. So one day when he reached out to me on Facebook, like for a while my number hadn't changed, so he still had like contact with me. But when he reached out, to me on Facebook and all this and stuff, that's what opened up my bowels of compassion to talk to him and to see where his mental was. And he's still apologizing. And I told him, I don't forgave you for that. I don't moved on. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that. It's over. It's done. We'll never be together. I'm never going to be with you. I mean, no. I thank him for the nice things that he said about me. They're true. I thank him for that. But, mm-mm. See, here's the thing about me. Like, it takes me a long time to turn my back on people. It really do. Is that the one that snuck in your house? Oh, no, that's Jasmine's daddy. That's Jasmine's daddy, King. Mm-hmm. Uh, it takes me a long time to turn my back on people because I told y'all my love walk is so long. Like, for real. When I love you, I love you. Friend, whatever. I love you. I don't just say those words. Like, I'm the one in the middle of the night, if you're going through, you can pick up the phone and say, hey, I know you might be asleep, but look, check this out. And I'll roll up and go, huh? Wait a minute. Like, what's wrong? That's me. That's the type of friend I am. You know, um, that's just who I am. Or if I see that you sent me something and if I missed it and I'm asleep, or if I missed it or something, I'll call you right back. I'll text you right back and go, you okay? What's going on? That's me. That's the type of friend I am. But a lot of people, they don't give me the same love that I have given them. So that's what makes me eventually turn my back. Once I say I'm gone, that's true. That's true. Because it takes me too long to get to that. It takes me too long. But once I'm there, I'm there. I don't hate you. I'm done. And it's a lot of people who really owes me an apology. It's a lot of people that ain't nothing gonna go right for them until they do right by me. And that's not a witch saying, that's the truth. That's biblical. You can, when you do good to people, you heap coals of fire up on their head. And I know that I have did good to more people than I haven't. You see what I'm saying? Even when I know people was just connecting to me because of my finances, to see what they can get from me and all this and stuff like that. I saw that coming. I knew it. But I was hoping that if I showed you love, if I showed you friendship, it would rub off and you would become that you saw. But some people don't do that. So what I'm saying about abuse, because it goes back to abuse. Once you get to a point and you see you cannot unring a bell, once you see that people using you, trust me, the dynamics of the relationships changes. They change. You can no longer you can no longer let somebody pee on you and tell you it's raining. It's like you see them coming for real. And that's the hurting thing. That's the hurting thing for me, because like I said, I'm a very good judge of character, but I also believe in giving people a chance, because people gave me a chance. I was a hothead. Nobody knew I was being molested and all that and stuff, outside of my family. Now, my family knew, but like people outside of my family, they didn't know that. All they knew is this little girl fought all the time. She fought dudes. I didn't care. I didn't care. From 8 to 80, everybody could get it. And that was my legacy. Like, people would say, that one right there, she'll fight a dude too. She don't care. And she be warm with a dude. She can handle a punch. And I can take a punch. So it's, so yeah, and it's just weird, and then I'm one of them, I don't like to open up to different people. So once I get to a point and I trust you and I open up to you, because that means I consider you a friend. It means I consider us close and I love you. Because I'm really sharing these deep parts of myself with you, so you can understand who I am, and things like that. And I realize sometimes people, they want to hear your story, but don't want to share theirs. And they want to hear your story so they can know how to manipulate you. That's basically it. So they can know how to manipulate you. Because they ain't going to share nothing with you. They're going to still hold them spots back. They really don't care what you've been through. It's just, I want to hear your story so I know how to manipulate you. And you got to see that coming. So that's the one. Let me see. I'm missing with everything y'all say. I know y'all saying some good stuff too. Let me see. Let me go back up here. Okay. Let me see. It's the delusion. Yeah. Where she said, where the nigga at? Ah, girl. Nikki baby, he's girl. Somewhere trying to get on my nerves. Okay. Let me see. Mr. Morpheus. Yeah, and and so um that's why that's one reason, y'all, I think the man upstairs eventually gave me, at the time, the husband that I had, is because he feared nothing. Do you hear me? That man feared nothing. And I needed that. I needed someone who I could trust, that ain't gonna let nobody, come this way. If you come this way, you got to come through him, and that ain't no easy win. Trust me. You know, I needed that protection. I really did, And so, you know, let me just say this to women. It's okay to be strong. And it's also okay to not be strong at times. Sometimes we push good men away because we women hear us roar. Sometimes we push good men away. You gotta let a man be a man. There's a lot of men who let me say it like this. There's a lot of males who aren't men. So if you want that, trust me, they plentiful. But when you encounter a man that's a man, don't break him down to be your son. Don't do it, y'all. And that's what's going on. Society is already trying to demasculine these men and want them to become all feminine and all this stuff. And yeah, we can't do that. We have to keep our kings a king. Trust me, when I run into a real man, baby, I turn look, I be subject. I do. I get into that little woman like, okay, what woman don't want a man who can handle stuff? Come on now. That is so attractive to me. It ain't really got nothing to do with the face. It's the fact that one, you talk what you talk and you walk what you talk. Your back is strong, you know, you protecting me. You ain't gonna let nothing happen to me. And you about that life if it needs to be. And you also can handle your business. That's more attractive than anything. I mean anything. And when I see these women who have these good men, and they good men too, and they don't know how to treat them, and they nasty to them. All this stuff. I try to demasculine them. Make them think, treat them like they your sons and stuff, and break them down. And it just, and I'm not woman bashing. I'm just saying, sisters, it's more of us lately that's doing this than it is the men. For real. It just is because we want. I'm a woman. Hear me roar. Okay, yay, roar on. But okay, now you've encountered a king. See now, queen, you don't have to roar. Your job is to support him. Hello. Okay, I don't know why I went there. Anywho, yeah, I know. I keep telling you, y'all know. Yeah, okay. So I'm just saying, y'all. We have to, with everything that's going on and everything that has been on, sometimes men have been through things that it's hard for them to even think about as a man. Like, for real, it's not easy for a man to tell you he's been molested. When my husband told me that, and he told me that in 2020, we was talking, and he came in where I was, he had tears in his eyes. And I said, "What's wrong?" I thought he was in pain. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, what's, because, hey, I fought for man. What's wrong? What happened? What? He's like, nah, man. He said, I need to admit something to you. And I said, okay. He said, I've been trying to push this down and push this down and push this down. He said, I don't want to push it down no more. I said, okay, what is it? When he told me that, you could have knocked me over with a feather. You could have knocked me over with. He said, if I see him, I'm going to kill him. That's exactly what and I knew that man meant exactly what he was saying. He said, if I see him, I'm going to kill him. And yeah, that wasn't easy. Women, we talk about that more than men. For a man to say that, they go through a whole lot of mental stuff. It's like, well, if I tell her this, is she gonna think I'm a Fruit Loop? If I tell her this, will this make me look weak in her eyes? If I tell her this, like they deal with a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Here, so I'm just saying, abuse comes in many forms. Many forms. It just really does. And let me get on Jasmine's daddy. I can't stand him to this day. I ain't perfect. I have forgiven him, but I can't stand him. Do you hear me? I can't stand him. And I'm going to tell you why I can't stand him. Y'all ready? Exhibit one. One, because of, that's what King was talking about, because of the rape situation. He's the one that broke into my house. In order to find out what I'm talking about that, get my book, my first book. I put it in there. Okay. Exhibit two. We had a child behind that raped, right? It wasn't Jasmine. It was her sister, Alexis. Three. Y'all know my daughter Jasmine was murdered. Okay. Don't y'all know this nincompoop had the nerve before Jasmine died? They got into it on Facebook. I don't know what made me go to her. It had to be God, because I didn't normally go to Jasmine's page. Okay. So I went to her page and saw that she was in this heated conversation. And I said, who is she talking to? Because, he ain't nowhere near my friend. So I happened to click and, it gave me, I said, oh, Lord. So I'm reading, like they in this argument, like right now. So I was reading what she was posting. And so when I finally clicked, I was able to see like what he said, what she said, what he said, what she said. They was going, it was tit for tat. Okay. Finally, I jumps in and I'm like, because she said, first of all, mama didn't tell me who you were. Right? She said she ain't never told she said she ain't never told me who you were. And I didn't and wasn't. Okay? Let's just get that straight. I didn't and I wasn't. Now, so anyway, what happened was my daughter found the papers when we had to go and get a DNA test because the Negro claimed she wasn't his. For it to come back 99.9%, she was his. Like I didn't know. Duh. Anywho, so she found the papers, found his name and all this, okay? Because I hadn't told her and wasn't going to tell her. Now, so, anywho, so he's, I think your mama told you that's why you saying that and all this, and I'm not your daddy, and you're a beautiful young lady, but I ain't your daddy, and pissing her off because she's got the papers in her hand, her with a photo, because they back then they took a picture of you, the child, and the supposedly mama or whatever, and she's like, you are. Anyway, y'all, let me skip that part. But it pissed me off because it was hurting my daughter. Like she wasn't asking him for nothing. She was actually talking to somebody else and he chimed in. So you wrong all the way around because you talking to a child. You talk to her mama. So anyway, of course, here I go. I'm true to form. You ain't coming for man and I don't say nothing. So I chimes in. And he go, uh-oh, you crazy. I said don't talk to me no more because you crazy. You ain't got it all upstairs. I said, you're damn right. I said, now tell you what, meet me at such and such. I'm going to show you what I'm about. I said, because you messing with my child. I ain't coming back to Kentucky. I ain't coming back. And no, because you crazy, man. You crazy. You right. You remember. Leave man alone. And right now. So he clicked off. I said, see, that's why I didn't tell you who he was, because the nigga's nuts. Excuse my French, but. So anyway, she was so upset. She was like, I can't stand him. I wasn't asking him for nothing anyway. I was talking to somebody else. I'm like, I know this child, but he's nuts. How you gonna make nut make sense? You can't. They eat nuts, And so, like I told him, you remember, I try to take your heart out of your chest with my knives and then try to set you on fire. Boy, don't play with me. Leave mine alone. Go on now. She ain't bothered you. I ain't asked you for nothing for her the whole time she been in this world. Kick rocks. And that's what I meant. So that's one, y'all, I have to pray on. I swear I do. Because even with my daughter being deceased now, don't you know? Okay, because he's got kids. So her brother is his son. They look just alike. And they met each other at this job. They both got the same last name. And somebody told him, said, you got a sister named Jasmine? And he was like, not as I know of. They said, you look just like this girl that works over in that port. And he was like, for real? They both came together because somebody said, come here for a minute. Jasmine walked over. He walked. They met each other in the middle and realized that they were siblings. And he asked her, he said, who's your mother? And she said, Coco. He said, yeah, I love her. She was dating my daddy. She said, so your daddy is my daddy. Because if his name is blah, 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 then that's my daddy. He said, what? Y'all. So, yeah, that's how all that came about. Because I hadn't told her. And that's what made her go look for her papers. They were hers. She was grown. She found her DNA papers and everything. And that was just abuse on top of abuse on top of abuse. And then he turned around and when her brother had her picture of something, and he was over her brother's house. So I'm at the man that, yeah, him. And he said, oh, it's her obituary. That's what it was. And he said, oh, I didn't know her last name was Golf. That's all he said about my daughter's deceased, being deceased. His daughter, because that's his daughter. Matter of fact, that's his oldest daughter. And that's all he said. I didn't know she had my last name. That's colder than the cold, man. I do. So I'm gonna have to pray on that one because I had just got to a comfortable spot where he was okay living on this earth. You know what I'm saying? It was okay that he was still breathing on this earth. But then when I heard that, when my daughter's brother told me that, I was like, nah, I don't even want him on the earth. I just send him to Mars, Jupiter, Uranus. I'm sorry, Uranus, Pluto. Send him somewhere. I don't want him on Earth. You can send him to hell for all I care. I don't want him on Earth. That's where I'm at with it now. So I'm gonna have to get back to the part where he's okay being on Earth. Cause right now, I don't want him on Earth. Seriously. So, I'm praying on that. See, I don't have it all together either, y'all. I keep telling y'all I'm a work in process. Yes. I'm under construction. God has taken out some things, some old pipes, a little bit of the old flooring, a little wiring he took out and replaced it with some new stuff. But I still got a little ways to go before I'm brand spanking new. So, yeah, Let me see. I hear dog a holler. That's why he chimed in. He did something with his. Ugh. I'm. That's the only one that I have an issue with is him. He's the everybody else. I'm good, but him. He could be on fire, and I promise you, I wouldn't put him out. I'm serious, y'all. I'm not. He's not getting anything from me, but if he was on fire, I wouldn't put him out. Ain't no use me lying. I mean, it sounds good to say, oh, yes, I'm at that point to where, me and him can sit and have a cappuccino. We can't have nothing. I don't want him on earth. Can I just be transparent? I'm that new parent. I told y'all, I'm transparent. I don't want him on earth. I don't. If somebody told me he was at Mars, I'd be like, good. Let him stay. I don't want him on earth. Shoot. Make my life better. Anywho, so we all got we all a work in progress, whatever, y'all. And yeah. As long as I always have something to pray for. I keep saying it. It's funny. I'm like, God, you always give me something to pray for. And that's something I'll be like, okay, I don't hate him, but I don't love him either. That's the truth. I don't. Not even as a soul. I don't hate him. I don't love him either. I don't know what I do. I just nothing him. Nothing. Yep. That's basically it. I nothing him. I threw a glass of water on him. Nah, that's you throw. Oh, real mamas. I promise you, sis. Hey. Whoo, you say you sure we ain't kid, girl? We might be. I'm telling you, I just nothing him. I don't feel no type of way. My daughter's gone now, and the other daughter I have by him, she don't want to have nothing to do with him or me. So, hey, all she see is her adopted. Well, of course she's adopted, y'all, because she was a result of a rape. And I really didn't think I would be able to raise her and not feel some type of way. And I'm just keeping it a band. I didn't think I would be able to do it. I probably could have, but I didn't want to take a chance because I felt like she deserved love because it wasn't her fault. It was his fault and stuff. And so, now she knows all of us and she talks to the kids, at least once a month and everything. And she came to one of her sisters, which is my daughter, came to the wedding and all this and stuff. But she's really a loner. She's really like a loner, So yeah, I don't bother her. She don't bother me, and that's just how we roll. If it's meant to be, I'm like this. If it's meant to be, God brought her around this much, He'll bring her around some more. If it's meant to be, if not, I'm okay. I'm good. And I know people like, how is that good? Because everybody is not meant to have this soul food type of situation popping off. My life has not been that type of life. It just hasn't been. And as long as my kids are mentally okay and emotionally okay and physically okay, even without me, I'm good. Because that's all a parent want anyway, is for your kids to be good. And if that means she's good and I don't have nothing to do with her, I'd rather for her to be good. See how that works? I ain't selfish. You know, anything else would be abuse. It really would. So I'm just saying. Whew, Lord Jesus, that took a lot out of me. Whew, I'm telling you, I can't, boy, I got to stop talking about that boy because and yesterday, you know what? I know the birthday of everybody I've dated. It's messed up. Yesterday was his birthday too. And I swear when I woke up, I had a headache. I said, this is his gift, this headache. Send this headache to him. I hope he has a miserable birthday. I don't like it, boy. I don't like him. I'm sorry. Whenever you, yeah, I'm all about my children, all of them. And whenever you, yeah, disown man, yeah, mm-hmm, yeah, that's just how we do it. So I need to grow up in that area, and I will. I will, y'all. I will. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it, hey, I ain't gonna fake the funk for none of y'all. That boy I can't stand. So, and yeah. So anyway, moving on. I'm gonna show y'all. I said I wanted to give y'all something also, and I'm gonna go back to the story because we're gonna end with that. Um, we're gonna end with the abuse and addiction, but I do want to throw these in here real quick. These pills that I'm taking, and Lord knows, I'm glad I found these. Lord have mercy. Let me go here to the Zion of the Amazon. I hope you all have had a great day today, though, for real. Let me go to my orders because that's better. Summertime in the city. Let me scroll up. Y'all wait until they tell me that I ain't got this pink jacuzzi. Y'all wait. Shh. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna be brand new. Brand spanking new. Make sure ain't none of my information showing. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna show it to y'all. Come on. Summertime in the city. Okay. It's not me. It's the stupid Wi-Fi and stuff. I got AT&T coming out tomorrow to fix this because, like I told them, I'm not gonna keep paying y'all and my stuff don't work. It works sometime, and I need to be able to pay y'all sometime. Anywho, I mean, it's ridiculous. They trying to spy on everybody, and they stuff ain't up to par. And so, things get to spinning and pixelating and all that. Anyway, let me go back. Y'all, Okay, so this is what I hope y'all can see. Let me go back over here to Amazon so I can put out some stuff. Come the heck on. Okay. Y'all see this? I'm going to go over it real quick. Okay. Immune support. It's got vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams. It's got 50 milligrams of zinc. It's got quarantine, vitamin D3, 500. You might want to add a little bit more vitamin D3 on your own, like add a second dose, like straight vitamin D3. It's got the elderberries, turmeric, aquanisha, and ginger. All of this right here, baby. I take turmeric every day on its own. But when I found this, with this in here, everything that I take in one pill, and I only got a couple of pills that I take extra just to make sure I'm covering myself, baby. So I'm telling y'all, ever since I've put this on and started taking this, baby, my joints feel great. I mean, feel great. So, yep. I'm just scrolling down and showing y'all. This is some good stuff, y'all, for real. It really is. It's 8 and 1. 8 and 1. So, um, you know, everything that went up, all the medicines have went up. So you're not gonna find it cheap unless you subscribe to it. You're not gonna find it cheap. I think this says $20.35. But if you think about it, hey, this got everything in it. So you're really saving money because you're not buying different things. You know what I'm saying? Um, let me see. Let me type in one more thing and let me show y'all something else I got. Okay. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, 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 okay. Hey, I'm just cooling. What's going on, girl? Thank you for coming over, love. Smooches. Let me see. Hold on, let me share this with y'all too. Okay. Amazon. Okay, so here's the other one, y'all. Right here. Now, like I told y'all once before, any man who has a testosterone lower level, I can't get it up for whatever reason, this right here really works for that. I mean, if you take this, your penis problems will end. And I know a lot of men who are diabetic, it starts to affect their penis after a while. You may want to jump on that period. Um, but this right here, any arthritis that you have, whether it be osteo or rheumatoid, any joint pain that you have, this right here, baby, don't play with it. Don't play with it. This right here is what you need. This is what you need. This thing right here is all that. Like I said, I would try to find all-in-one vitamin with this in it instead of taking it by itself, for a period of time. Like if you're gonna take it every other day or every day for 7 days, that's not bad. But you don't want to go like past 14 days and you're just taking this by itself. So if you can't find nothing with it in there, take it for 7 days, lay off of it for a day, and then start back again. Okay, that's what you want to do. And I'm gonna tell y'all another thing that helps with arthritis. This right here, y'all gonna trip. You're gonna be like, what? Tell you one more thing that helps with arthritis. And I mean, there's documented studies that this helps with arthritis. Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to type that. I meant to type this. Okay. I don't know why that's in my head, y'all. Forgive me. Let me see. Share, and share some more. Okay. Here we go. Baby. 1, 2, 3. Okay, y'all can see it. Okay. Hold on one moment. Let me get back over. Okay, so this right here, any of the moringas. Now, if you see this product, this has like moringa with other stuff in it, but it's pure leaf. That's not a bad. That's not bad. You can get moringa tea. See right here, they have moringa as well. It's $9. I've tried their products. This product right here, the one that's $9, it's pretty good. Their product is pretty good. Yeah, so I'm just showing you. Here's moringa powder. Yeah, so They have tea. If I'm not okay, here's the tincture. Here's the tincture. This is the one that gets in your blood system really, really quick. You can put it in a drink, or even you can put it up under your tongue, and it gets in your bloodstream expeditiously. Uh, this is the product that I usually get. I mean, the company that I usually support, DoubleTree, because they stuff is really, really great. It's pure. You don't have to worry about a whole lot of stuff. So yeah. So even when I go to like Starbucks or whatever, I get a tea, or if I get a drink that's green or whatever, I get moringa in it as well. So this right here has been proven. It's proven fact that it actually. They don't know why it stops arthritis or spinal pain or whatever. They don't know why, but it does. And so I wanted to show y'all this one last because anybody, even if you got food stamps, you can go get this from Kroger. Like you can get tea, moringa tea from Kroger, so you can have some tea every day. So it's no big deal. They don't classify it yet as a supplement. Okay, so on the food stamp list, you can go get it. So yeah, this is something everybody can try. If you want to actually do turmeric and you got some turmeric in your house, let me get back over here where you are. Let me tell you what you do with the turmeric. Okay. If you have turmeric, what you want to do is always pair it with something hot. Okay. If you don't drink coffee, make you some hot tea. Put a little bit of, like a half a spoon of turmeric in your hot tea, but you have to add black pepper. You don't have to add as much black pepper, but you do have to put some black pepper in there because it's the peptin in the black pepper that activates the turmeric, okay, which is curcumin. It activates that ingredient, and that's what goes through your body. It heals your kidneys, it heals your liver, it detoxes for you, it takes down inflammation. Turmeric is a bad shut your mouth, okay? Now, the reason why Dr. Sebi didn't support turmeric is because there is a nationality of people that they go above and beyond turmeric. Like that's all the turmeric is in everything they do. Everything they do. And some of them had ate so much it has started turning their skin orange. Okay. Because that's what they do, right? So that's why he didn't support that. But I'm telling y'all, us, because we don't use it, those of you, I mean, I'm just trying to be economical. There's a lot of people who's on a fixed income, and some people have turmeric in their cabinet. They don't know what to do with it. Well, this is what you can do with it. You can add it to your soups as well. Put a little bit in your soups if you eat soup. If you eat soups with a little black pepper, and you'll start noticing in your body, you won't be as stiff. You won't be in pain as much. You're like, what is going on? I used to couldn't move this. Now I can move it, and all that stuff. So, yeah, you got plenty of turmeric. Good. Just add a little black pepper with it, sis, for real. And, go on about your business, babes, if you need to use it, because I use it every day. When I drink my coffee here, I drink 2 cups of coffee a day. And in each one of my coffees, I put turmeric and black pepper. Each one of them. So yeah. And I also take what I just showed y'all, earlier and everything. So because we gotta combat this stuff, y'all. One, the soil is not what it used to be. The atmosphere is not what it used to be. So a lot of times our bodies are reacting to some of the stuff that we did in our earlier years. It's just now catching up with us. Like me, I was overweight, really overweight. I was 309, and my body made accommodations for that weight. Well, now since I've lost weight, almost 100 pounds, my body is aching like, hey, thank you for, taking that weight off us, but we in pain. So it's going to take a minute for my stuff to line back up. It's going to take a minute for, my joints to get where they need to be. But in the process, I have to help them because sometimes you can end up with joint damage permanently. And that's what I keep trying to help y'all not do, is be permanently damaged in your joints. Mimi, why do I hear you in my head? I promise you. And you know what I'm talking about. Oh my God. I hear you in my head. Disappeared again. Anywho, uh, yeah, the black pepper, and it also helps you lose weight. Yes, yes, it melts your fat and push it out through your bowels. Yes, ma'am. Yes, to the ma'am. So yeah, I wanted to share that with y'all. Um, yes, boron. Oh, no problem. You're welcome. She said, thanks for sharing. You're welcome, love. That's what I'm here for. But yeah, y'all. So, let's end like this. First, remember, identify the problem. I bet there is a problem. Okay. Forgive yourself because you're important. The people who did it is not as important as you are. So that's why I made that number two. Forgive yourself. And then number three, forgive the people who did it. For real. If there is an abuse ish, I'm sorry, if you do have an addiction, okay, you have to want to be better more than you want what you're doing. I told y'all when I was addicted to sex, baby, who? You ain't getting no better than me. But let me tell you what I did though, and this is real talk. I prayed. And probably not like y'all, because me and God, look, I talk to God like I'm talking to y'all. I was like, God, look, check this out. I don't want to bust hell wide open because the rate I'm going, I'm gonna be a prime candidate in hell. Okay. And I'm gonna tell y'all what gave me that, what made me think about that. And I had never heard a man say this to me, and he meant this. He swore to this. This guy told me, he said, "I want you so bad. I don't care if I go to hell." Y'all heard that, right? I said, "Excuse me." Now I'm a church baby. I've been earmarked by God. I ran as long as I could. But when you hear things, sometimes it grabs your attention, right? And when he said that, it scared me. It really did. It scared me. And so he said it again. He said it with so much conviction. He meant that so bad. And I was like, Cause see, the Bible also states, thou shalt have no other God before me. And when you have another God before him, he takes that person down. Do you hear me? You ain't gonna make me and my father fall out. I'm sorry. We ain't gonna do that one. So I was like, Lord, I need a husband. So he can get all these goodness and I can have sex without guilt. Y'all think I'm playing. That's exactly what I said. I can have as much sex as I want without guilt. I need a husband. And he gave me exactly that, but he gave me, honey, he went above and beyond I could ever ask for. I was like, whoa, is that all I had to do was ask you, God? Okay. Well, it worked out then. So yeah. And along with that, and along with my spouse, I overcame my issue. It wasn't instant, but I did overcome it. I did overcome it. And what scares me is I have been feeling a difference since I started taking the oregano oil. Oh, okay, that's what's up. Oh, thank you, Mimi. So, um, y'all, it just, how can I say this? I realize, yes, he will, and I realize, y'all, generational curses, and we almost done. I realized that generational curses run deep. I went to support my auntie Surrey. She was one of the speakers at this conference, and I went to support her. And see, a lot of things I don't know. I still don't know about my family. Okay, I don't because they really don't talk about it. Um, but her, I thought I was doing something as I was younger, honey. I thought I was doing something because, yeah, when I was younger, before I got married and didn't know no better, I'm gonna say that way. Uh, the type of dudes I dated, baby, baby, baby. Finances wasn't an issue. Wasn't an issue at all. That's all I'm saying. Finances wasn't an issue at all. Do you hear me? And I thought I was doing something right. I thought I was doing something. I heard one of my aunties, Saturday, that I went to go support, baby. Honey, she stood flat footed and told her story. She said, I'm going to tell y'all my story just in case y'all can't stay to hear me preach. She said, when I was in high school, I ain't dating no boys in high school. They couldn't do nothing for me. I dated men. She said, not only that, the men I dated was paid. She said, I didn't want nobody in my city. So I dated men in other states. They were flying me out. She said, oh, yeah, I'm 20 something out of high school, whatever. They flying me out. I'm in Vegas. I'm in Florida. I'm in Cali. I'm in Texas. I'm in this. I'm in that. She said, hotel paid for, money in my pocket. Come back home with grands. She didn't say one grand. She said grands. She said, walking in church with my $200 head on, my St. John fit, and my big old stilettos. And she said, honey, I had it made. Who? Baby, my whole fit was this. I mean, honey, I'm sitting there with my mouth like, what? Y'all, there was, and she could tell that I didn't know none of that. And she kept talking. She kept talking. And I mean, you should have seen the women in there was like, because to see her now, you wouldn't have thought that was her. Because she is so sold out for God, it's ridiculous. And, but she still got that walk about her, like, don't play her cheap, But yeah, I was sitting there with my mouth like, with my mask on, my mouth was open, like, what? And her, I thought I was doing something with the little things I was doing. No wonder they kept on saying, girl, you more like some of your aunties than you know. And I remember them used to tell me, and they used to tell my mama, they used to tell her when I was younger, they said, leave her alone. You know what we did. She's going to come out of that. She'll be okay. Leave her alone. And I never understood what they was talking about because, of course, in front of me, they didn't live like that. But I didn't know that what? She taking planes. And her, I think I'm doing something because, I ain't gonna get into that, but I'm like, shut the front. So, y'all, generational curses can be a lot of things. You better shake your tree and see what nut falls. I'm telling you. It makes me understand who I am now. Now I understand. Because I was like, I gotta get this from somewhere. I even found out stuff about my grandmother. I was like, what? Y'all. But what? Yes, girl, taking planes, Mimi. I was like, wasn't the French poodle? But you know what? It's so funny because her end is preaching the gospel. It's so funny because that's what I do. I'm a minister. Like all that stuff I went through, all the stuff I did, all the fornication I did and the adulteries and, the sex stuff and all that and stuff and the dope dealers and the dope money and all that stuff. All that stuff I did, was for a purpose. My misery became my ministry. And so, I can relate. I can relate. So I get it. I get it. A lot of times we go through things so that we can reach people that ordinary people can't reach. Like I keep telling people, God will put you in the guttermost. Okay? Huh. He'll put you in the guttermost, baby, so you can bring out the uttermost. You hear me? Seriously. And I know, and that's just like, I will say this. My life had taken such a turn, and I'm telling somebody this because you're going to have to walk this mile. My life had taken such a turn for ministry, the same spunk and stuff I had for other things, I got that for ministry. I got that for God. I got that for prayer. And I remember, let me tell you guys something. I had to talk somebody over into the next life. This person was dying. Everybody knew that he was dying. So they started calling the, different family members and all this and stuff in. And we got a call. And it was like, it could be at any moment. So I was like, okay, well, let me pray. And I said, God, what is it that you want me to do? And God was like, I need you to get there. And he told me what to do. I said, yes, sir. So I got over there. I said, yeah, man, if I go on in there? They said, no, go on. So, but you can hear him from the porch. Let me tell you something about that last minute rattle. A lot of times when people need to make it right with God, before they close their eyes for real, God will give them a minute to get it together. And their breathing, they'll be like they start breathing real funny, like they breathing take on a whole nother, and it makes you know that they get ready to pass, right? Well, that's the time that somebody needs to be interceding for them, okay? Because God has given them a chance to get it fixed up, to get it right. And I'm going to tell you what happens before they even get to that. Before they even get to where we know that they're passing away, they become feisty. Y'all hear me good. They become feisty. What I mean by that is this is when their business is not fixed up, okay? I ain't talking about the ones that's going with God. I'm talking about the ones that's borderline. They become feisty. Like you be trying to feed them and they'll smack the bowl or turn their head and snatch their head. Like they really start becoming feisty. They're trying to fight death. That's what that is. They're trying to fight. They feel it and they're trying to fight it. And so what happens is, at that time, they're feeling those flames. They're feeling those flames. And, and it's like they, like, and you be like, what is wrong with you? What's going on? They can't really tell you what's wrong, but that's what they feel. Okay. And so at that time, that's when you're supposed to intercede on their behalf. You're supposed to go to God and say, God, whatever that they've done that they have not, asked for forgiveness for, Lord, forgive them and let them come to paradise. Lord, forgive them. I'm interceding on their behalf. Let them come where you are, God. Let them come to heaven, and all this and stuff. They repent, and I mean, you just got to pray them through, So I could hear him. And then he developed that rattle. Like it's a rattle. He developed that rattle. And I was like, okay, I know what this is. I know what it is. So I had to go in here and do what God said. So I went in there and first I laid my hands on him and he started calming down. And then I walked out. Well, about 20 minutes later, he started that rattling again and everything. And so I had to go back in there. This time, God told me something else to do. So I did. I actually leaned down in his ear and I began to whisper in his ear. Okay. And when God gave me that, it said, I'm going to take him. And that's exactly what I heard. I'm going to take him. I screamed out the door. He's getting ready to go, like that. And everybody started running in the room, to see him take his last breath. And so I put my head back down there by his head. And I said, it's okay now. Go home. When I said, it's okay now, go home, he said, and then he said, it was it. That was it. It was over. Just like that. And so I said, I didn't understand it. I said, he's the second person I have to walk through death, like walk through the other side. And, I didn't understand that, but I guess it's for me to tell y'all that if you ever have to go through that and you witness somebody that look like they're struggling, then pray for them because that means they got unfinished business. They can't die. Like if they do, that's all I'm gonna say about that. But and let me say this too, because a lot of y'all feel, oh well, grandmama was in church all her life, so I know she made it. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't know that. There's a whole lot of people that's been in church all their life. Your point? Because unforgiveness will keep you from heaven. See how I took it all the way back around to abuse? Unforgiveness will keep you from heaven. That's why people are not, they're not worth you not forgiving them for whatever they've done. Even that crazy man, I forgave him. I don't want him on earth, but I forgave him. You know, but yeah. So I'm just saying, I'm just saying, if you ever encounter that, that's what that means. Please help them to release so they can make it into heaven, y'all. For real. Because they're feeling the flames of hell. That's what they're feeling. And that's why right before they die, sometimes it's a week, sometimes it's a couple of days, they'll start changing and they'll start getting real mean. And you're like, why are you mean? Why are you acting like this? That's because they feel it. They feel it. So yeah. Yes, 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 yes. And, even though I didn't get a chance to be in there with my husband when he passed away, I was here. Well, yes, I did. I take a lie back. Before he passed away, to bring him out of it, I was able to go in there and when they was going to take him off the ventilator. And my only prayer was I already knew that, he wouldn't have no struggles because leading up to that, God had me and her praying and interceding and everything else just in case, because I wanted him home. But like I told the Lord, if it is not thy will, then, So when I got up there and everything, we was waiting on my baby girl. She was the last to arrive. She was right at the hospital and didn't know it, y'all. Long story with that. Anywho, like I said, I was sitting right there, and when the doctor took the stuff off of him and everything, I saw his chest go. Just like that, he was gone. I mean, immediately he was gone. I said, my husband's gone, isn't he? The doctor said, no, not that quick. I said, yes, he is too. She looked, she said, oh my God. She grabbed her stethoscope and put it on this. She said, yeah, let's call it. She said, let's call it. And they called it. I knew it. I seen it on his face. He said, he was such at peace, y'all. He was so much at peace. I was like, thank you, Lord, he's at peace. Of course, it was hurting me, but at least I knew he was at peace. I knew he was at peace. And as soon as they took that thing off him, he took one deep breath, and that was it. I mean, that was it. So, yeah, there's a difference. There is a difference, y'all. So, you know. And you know what? And that's even, you know what? I'm happy. I was able to talk about that without crying. Yay! Yay! That's a milestone, y'all. Because y'all know I will bawl. So God is really, wow, yay. I got to take my victories when I can. Y'all give me a minute. I got to praise God. Hallelujah, God. Yes. Come on in here. I'm able to tell that story without crying. Come on now. Yes. So, yeah. But that was it. That's, I had to, yes. Wow, y'all. Wow. Y'all don't know how happy I am about that. That's a big mountain. Wow, man. Wow. Anyway, wow. I am supposed to minister um August the 6th. I think it's that first Saturday, August the 6th. It's called Birds of Paradise. They asked me to come and minister. And what that means is you tell your excuse me your ugly duckling story. Like, So I've came up with my title. Y'all tell me how y'all like this title. I came up with And of course, it would go out of my mouth, so I must not be meant to be telling y'all. So I ain't gonna tell y'all. Oh, no, it came back. Okay. Humpty Dumpty. That's the title of my sermon, Humpty Dumpty. And it's funny. I can't wait to see how he gives me these titles, and then he takes me to the Bible, and he shows me what to say and do, and how it relates to me. And I'd be like, God, you're amazing. How did you do that? Like when he gave me Where Off to See the Wizard, and I'll use the Wizard of Oz as the story. And yeah, everybody's still talking about that. Like that video is passing around. Everybody's like, how did she come up with that? Guy, point blank period. It ain't me. Anywho, so we're gonna go out of here. Yeah, I'm at peace with it, sis. I am. Peace he leaves with me, not as the world, but as he gives it. You are absolutely right. I'm just amazed at that though. I am. I'm so happy. Thank you, 300. I am. I'm so happy, y'all. I was in the room with a big old smile on my face. I told y'all I take my victories whenever I can because there's nothing like grief. I mean, grief is a whole nother animal. Do you hear what I'm saying? So for me to even get to this point and it's not even a year yet, Lord have mercy. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Anywho, I appreciate you guys for coming in today. I don't know when I'll be back on. Just pay attention to the thing, y'all. I've been trying to let everybody live their best life. It's summertime, and you know, I'm supposed to be getting on my stuff so I can go Planet Fitness tonight because I'm trying to keep up this weight loss. And my stuff is snatching real good. Like my thighs is building back up and my legs. And yeah. Did y'all see my picture yesterday? I was shocked, y'all. I was shocked. It's pitiful. You look at yourself every day, but then you get shocked how you look. I was like, I have really lost some weight. Because, you know, all fat girls think they small. You feel me? So I was like, I ain't going to think I'm small. Because I'm still, shh. I looked at that. I was like, well, you better go ahead. Shoo. Now all I need to do is get my knee back in order. Today is Monday and I missed the softball game. Let me see what time it is. Yes, 8:07. They probably already into the softball game. Yes, I saw your snatch. Girl, I'm trying to be snatched, girl. Thank you, 300. I'm trying to be snatched, girl. I am, honey. I'm trying. I still, y'all, how come I'm still holding on to these 18 pounds? These 18 pounds don't want to go nowhere. I don't know what's going on. I need them gone like ASAP, like expeditiously, like get out of here so I can meet my freaking goal. Yeah. See, you silly y'all. Oh. Last thing, I forgot to tell y'all. Thank you, Lord. He reminded me. Yesterday, I seen a miracle. Let me tell y'all this. Yesterday, this man walked in where I was. I'm trying to say this without shouting. Last year, when they left Kentucky, because it's a singing group, when they left Kentucky, they was in a terrible accident. They gave that man up for dead. They pronounced him dead. They gave him a time and everything. They pronounced that man dead. That man that they pronounced dead walked in the place I was in yesterday. Honey, alive, looking good and everything. I was like, they was like, it's the one that they pronounced dead. Excuse me? I was tripping. I said, you alive? They said, no. They said, that's him. That was it for me. You talking about praising God. That right there, that was it for me. I was like, are you serious? And I mean, he was like, how you doing? Here's my, and I got one more person coming in. I said, I got their badge and everything, just talking to him. They said, that's the one honey, they threw the cover over him and everything. Now that man dead. And here he come walking in. I was like, shut the front door and kick open the back. So I had to tell y'all that, honey. I'm just like, that's the second dead story I done heard like that over the weekend. Somebody else, they had pronounced the paramedics had pronounced their child dead. wasn't breathing or nothing. Threw the sheet over the child. The mother got to praying. That child started breathing and threw the curtain, threw the white thing off of. Man. Oh God. Oh my God. I ain't gonna get started because that took me in yesterday. I ain't gonna lie. That right there, I was like, only God. And people say there is no God. Wow. Wow. And he walking up there and singing and not. I'm like, shut up, honey. Y'all don't want to go to church with me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm the one you don't want to go to church with because I'm the one that when I walk in, I remember what God has done for me. In spite, you hear me? I remember and I give him everything. I leave it all, give him everything. I'm one of them. Yeah, I'm one of them. Hello. Who? And if the Lord say, who? Sister girl will go up in her heavenly language. And yes, I do speak in tongues. Yes, I do. And I make no bones about that. Amen. Who don't play with me? I'm the one you don't want to go to church with. If you're going to be embarrassed, don't go with me. I'm telling you now. Don't go with me. And when my husband was living, baby, we was known as the praise couple. Because it wasn't nothing for him to get up and pick them up and put them down, start holy dancing. Who? And I'd be right with them. They're like, uh-oh, they in the house, y'all. Who? My husband knew it was God that saved his life. Dope dealer, done been shot at, done had a gun put up to his head, everything. Huh? What? And he gonna come to church and sit back on his do nothing like he got it made and all quiet and stuff. Nah, we wasn't that type of couple. No. We fought hard, but we praised even harder. Quit playing. Quit playing. That's why God blessed us so much because we gave him what was due him and brought others to Christ. How about that? So I told the Lord, now I will say this. I said, God, my next husband you give me, because you already told me he's coming. Okay, I got that. So you told me not to get used to being single. I got that too, because it is easy to get used to being single. However, I think this time he gonna give me a preacher. Now my husband was a minister, don't get me wrong, but he was a street minister. Like he would witness to anybody on the street. He ain't care who. We would tell him how good God been, and they remember his life. Hey boy, you don't turn your life over. You don't sell dope no more. You don't blah, blah. And my man, I gave all that up when I work. And I go to church, man. God good. I mean, that was my husband. Okay. So I don't want no man that's too shy to talk about God, too shy to praise God, can't get a prayer through to save their life. Oh no. Your money's good. Don't get me wrong. It's next to oxygen. But baby, I need me a prayer. I need me somebody who I can study the word, who's going to support me when I go to preach and not going to feel some type of way. Because every time I went to go and edify God through word, my husband was on the front row. Preach, baby, preach. He was my biggest cheerleader. And then it was my mama. And then when you find a male who's insecure, they ain't gonna support their wife. Because a lot of men still feel like women shouldn't be in the pulpit anyway. Let's just keep it 100. A lot of them still feel like it. That's because they don't know the scripture. They know what they heard, but they don't know the scripture. So, yeah. Uh-huh. He be the first one. He carry my Bible in. He carry, make sure I had my water and my handkerchief. And when they call my name up, he would help me up on the platform and set my stuff up there and go back and stand like my guard. They like, look at him. He happy about his wife. Boy, that's how he's supposed to be. Yes, sir. Because he know when we hit this door, I become his wife again. Hey, I ain't you the head. I'm your neck, but you the head. I don't have no problem with it. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. So yeah. Anywho, just wanted to share that with you guys. You all be blessed, and I will talk to you all soon. Remember, if nobody told you you're intelligent, you are. And if nobody told you they love you, I do. You all have a great evening. Smooches.